Hey guys, good morning and welcome on into the last episode of Picks on Net, NHL picks and stats for the year of 2025. Tomorrow will obviously be next year. So a new year and looking to end the year off with a nice winning slate, which we will of course talk about in just a few moments. First, we'll start the show as we normally do, taking a look back at yesterday. And yesterday was just awful. The slate was awful. One play for me, Sebastian Aho out over half an assist. He did not get a point. The Hurricanes scored one goal. Frederik Andersen did start, but the game finished 5-1. So I'm glad I stayed over that six. I'm glad I stayed off that over 6.5. Unfortunately, my premium play over on the site yesterday was the over in the Florida-Montreal game. And that was a complete under game until the third period. Ended up being 4 goals, both teams scoring 2 goals in the third period. So if only we could have got a couple goals in the first and second, 1 goal each by each team in each period, could have hit that over, but wasn't meant to be. So an 0-2 day yesterday, but a great slate today to talk about, including the first game, which starts here in about 2 hours, which I, of course, have a play in. You guys probably know what it is, but we'll get to it here in just a few moments. Before we get to the slate, we'll start by taking a look at the chat here, see what people are thinking. 3-player props parlay. McDavid 2 assists, Kaprizov goal, and Marchman point. Plus 942. I have a good feeling about this one. I like it. That's a very interesting combination that you've got there, but I like it. Happy New Year, Terry. OSU, Utah, Stars, Wild, plus 264. Well, I don't know. I can't comment on the 2 football games. I'm assuming OSU and Utah are football. I don't think it could be college basketball. Who knows? But Stars and Wild, plus 264. That Stars game is interesting. You are going head-to-head with Mr. Earl here, who wants the Sabres to get 10 wins in a row, which would be tying a franchise record. But it's going to be a tough test. We'll get to that game later on. Chikrin, Wilson, Protus point parlay, plus 305. All right. Definitely some value with that one. I like it. But that's the perfect segue here into the first game of the day, which is the New York Rangers and the Washington Capitals. The Rangers, plus 125, road dogs. The Caps, minus 150, home favorites. And a total of 5.5 here in our first game. Taking a look at goalies to see if we have any here. Charlie Lindgren, confirmed for the Washington Capitals. 5-4-2, 3.07 goals against average, 888 save percentage. Igor Shesterkin, unconfirmed for the Rangers, who, bear with me for a second. Let's see if they do play tomorrow. The Rangers do not. The Rangers do not play tomorrow. So I would expect Igor Shesterkin, who's not been confirmed, but I would expect him in net here for the Rangers. How are these two teams doing recently? The Rangers coming off back-to-back losses. They've lost 3 of their last 4 on this road trip. And that's where the Rangers were doing really well, was on the road. But unfortunately for them, that's not the case. Losing to Nashville 2-1, losing to the Islanders 2-0, losing to the Carolina Hurricanes 3-2. But their one win was against this Washington Capitals team. They beat them 7-3 in Washington on the 23rd. Now, these two teams facing again. Washington has lost 2 of 3, 7-3 obviously to this Rangers team, 4-3 overtime win against New Jersey, who's really struggling, and then a 5-3 loss to the Florida Panthers. So the Washington Capitals involved in some high-scoring games right now. And when I see this total at 5.5, I am very tempted to take the over here. Now, the Rangers have gone under 5.5 in 3 of their last 4. But the game they did go over was against this Caps team. Charlie Lindgren in net. I think we're going to get goals here. And I think we're going to get goals on quite a few games on this slate. So, or on this, on the slate of games. So I think there could be some good over spots here. Have not pulled the trigger on it here, but 5.5. I'm very tempted with how this Washington Capitals team has been playing. But I will take Alexei Protas over half a point plus 116. Protas continues to cash for me. I believe I've taken him 3 straight games now. He has a point in 5 of his last 6 games, 6 points over his last 3 games. And he's had success against this Rangers team. He has a point in 4 of his last 6 games against the Rangers. Obviously not on the top power play unit, but he is producing on that second line with Dylan Strome and Tom Wilson. And actually, that's not the case. As I'm checking, during the end of the last game, Alexei Protas actually got moved to the top line with Sordoff and Ovechkin. So keep an eye on where Alexei Protas plays in this game because he did finish the game on the first line, was doing really well on the second line, but I guess Connor McMichael got moved down. So when you're doing combinations, I'm not exactly sure what line Protas is going to be on. But if he's on the second line, awesome. If he's on the top line with Ovechkin, that's never a bad thing either. So we'll go with Alexei Protas over half a point here in this one. Taking a look at some other guys on streaks, Jacob Chychrun over 3.5 shots on goal is plus 142. He's done that in 4 of his last 5 games. 8 shots, 4 shots, 5 shots, 4 shots. But the game he didn't go over was against this Rangers team. He only had 1 shot in that game. So we're looking to get it going here in this game against the Rangers. Adam Fox looks like he is back. Minus 110 for a point, which is great odds for Fox. He has a point in 6 games in a row, 8 of his last 10 for the Rangers. Goal streaks, not really anything to talk about. Neither with power play point streaks. Adam Fox assist, 6 games in a row, plus 115. Dylan Strome assist, 4 of his last 5, plus 110. I was close to pulling the trigger on Dylan Strome assist, but ultimately wanted to stay off with a big card for me today. And then Alexei Protas assist, if you don't want to go with the point, you can go with the assists, 3 games in a row, plus 223 for Alexei Protas to get an assist. Why am I going with the point? Well, because he's scoring and assisting. So he's doing a bit of both. And don't want to get mixed up with goal and assist. Now, if you wanted to, you could go half unit on each, but I'm fine with the point prop at plus 116 here in this one. Let's go to the chat here. OSU and Utah are both football. They both play bowl games. All right. I'm on both dogs in those games, Miami and Nebraska. There you go. Tim's against you, golfing Stars fan. Stars 15-5-3 on New Year's Eve at home. Okay, interesting. This is a pass game. Not for me. Boo, Stars. There you go. I guess Tim Earl is my nemesis today. Bring it. Yes, it's Earl with an E, not Earl with an L. Who? Bad spot for a Wild. Really? I would disagree, limited benefits, but we'll talk about that game shortly. Now, I'm not on the Wild, but I don't disagree that it's a bad spot for them. Terry's liking goals tonight. Let's open up the wallet. Terry's liking goals. Yes. Quite a few games I like goals in. Taking Rangers money line. Rangers are better on the road. Yes, but not recently. But having said that, I'm not taking the Washington Capitals at minus 150 the way they're playing right now. I could only take the Rangers if I was going to take a side here. But yeah, I have no interest in taking either of these teams right now, to be honest. Lindgren did shut out the Caps earlier this season. I'm on the Protas point play, and will also take Shesterkin quick over saves, whoever starts. Okay, I can see that. Still taking Protas and Wilson now. to Golfing Stars. Protus to be at plus money for a point is criminal. Yeah, and he continues to be. He's kind of an under the radar player. Books don't really pay too much attention to him, but I do. I would be careful with the Fox prop since he's returning from injury. Yeah, very true. For me, his strike numbers don't apply, but that's for you. Yeah. I still count the streak. Now we'll see what he does tonight. If he comes back, because we saw like a guy like Ryan Leonard who got hurt but came back and got a point in his very first game back. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. But I'm not taking him. Because I do like to see how players do after injury before betting them for the most part. Mine is set at plus 103. Still good. You're still getting plus money. Terry, happy New Year, my guy. Hey, Kyle. How's it going? Nice to see you. Wild crushes. We'll talk about that. Wild and Reg plus 30. Are you putting 3,300? Ooh, I'd be careful with the Reg part, but we'll talk about that game. On 3,300, you pour. Joke. Yeah, of course. Wild Moneyline Boldy goal. I've cashed for that 2 times. Yep, very nice. And the Ice X is here, and he's laughing. Hey, Ice X, how's it going? Rangers money line and Panarin anytime goal. All right, good luck. That'll be big plus money, as the Rangers are already plus money here. But we'll move on to our second game here, which is the Nashville Predators and the Vegas Golden Knights. Nashville, plus 155, road dogs. Vegas, minus 185, home favorites, and a total of 6 here in this game. I will quickly go back here. Washington is 4-1 in the last 5 meetings. 3 of the last 5 going over 6.5. So previous meetings, Caps have had success. But Nashville and Vegas here. Starting goaltenders for this one. Akira Schmid is starting for Vegas, which is no surprise. Now it says he was scheduled to start here regardless, but Carter Hart has not been good. He's given up 10 goals on 50 shots over his last 2 games. Obviously got lit up by the Wild, pulled after giving up 5 goals. But to defend him a little bit, this Vegas team is not playing well right now in front of him either. So it's not fully on Carter Hart. The Nashville Predators come into this game having won 4 of their last 5 games, winning 4-3 against Utah in their last game. And Vegas comes in here having lost, I believe it's 5 of 6. Sorry, 6. Yeah, 5 of 6. 5-2 to Minnesota, 6-5 to Colorado. They beat San Jose 7-2, but as we've discussed, Vegas owns San Jose. 4-3 loss to Edmonton, 6-3 loss to Calgary. It's been rough. For this Vegas Golden Knights team. And now they have Nashville coming in, and this Nashville Predators team is playing really well right now. I have no intention in stepping in front of the Preds. UC Saros unconfirmed. I would assume he would start here in this one. How are these two teams done against each other in the past? Nashville has won 3 of the last 5 meetings, and 4 of the last 5 games between these two teams has gone over 7.5. 7.5. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams. I think we get goals here in this one. Nashville, more of a lower scoring team recently, but this Vegas Golden Knights team, 5-2, 6-5, 7-2, 4-3, 6-3. They've been a very high scoring team. Now, it would be nice to have Carter Hart in net for the over with the way he's playing recently, but I do think we get goals here in this one. And I think the value is definitely on the Nashville Predators here. They've just been playing really well. And it's just crazy how the standings are so bunched up. The Predators were right at the bottom there for a while with Calgary, but now both of these teams are moving up as of late. Looking at players on streaks here with value. Not a whole lot. Shots on goal streaks. Dorfev over 2.5 shots on goal, minus 118, 3 of his last 5 games. Yossi over 2.5 shots on goal, plus 120. He's done that in 3 games in a row. And he likes to shoot the puck against Vegas. 5 of his last 6 games, he has at least 3 shots. 3, 4, 5, 3, and 7. But 0 in his last game against Vegas. So that's a bit interesting. Point props here, guys with value. Ryan O'Reilly, minus 135, but 4 of his last 5 games, 9 of his last 10. Stamkos has a point in 4 of his last 5, 7 of his last 10. He's minus 120. Eichel is day to day. Not sure if he's going to return in this game. I should have mentioned that earlier. But I would take a guess that he's not going to play today. The line moved quite a bit here, around 30 cents towards in favor of Nashville. So unless a whole bunch of money is coming in on the Preds, I think that most likely that Jack Eichel is not going to play, but don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. Thomas Hurdle, no, minus 141, no value. Noah Hannafin, minus 110, 4 of his last 5 games to the point. Ivan Barbashev, 3 games in a row, plus 110 with a point. Definitely some value there. Stamkos has scored in 4 of his last 5 games, plus 270. Mark Stone, 3 of his last 5, plus 235. Power play point streaks. Stamkos, 3 of 5, plus 325. Marner, plus 180. 3 of his last 5 games, but he's had success against Nashville. Power play point in 5 of his last 6 games against the Predators. And assists, Ryan O'Reilly, 4 of his last 5, 8 of his last 10 with an assist, plus 120. And Noah Hannafin, 4 of his last 5 games with an assist, plus 126 here in this one. Go to the chat. Let's see. Jets are due, Earl. I agree with that, but can't make a bet on them until they make a run. And I accidentally skipped a few comments. Let's see here. I'm close to pulling the trigger on the Preds. Also took Jets money line. Almost done capping the card. All right, interesting. I cannot put my money on the Jets. No chance I'm putting my money anywhere near the Jets. We'll talk about that game though. Rangers money line, yeah, we talked about that. Jets are due. We'll see. Yeah, I want to see them start to play well before I can bet them, because I'm not necessarily confident that the Winnipeg is going to go on a run. They may very well finish at the bottom of the West. Detroit, DeBrincat. Detroit won't lose at home with Gibby and Net. He's 8-1 the last 9 games. Yeah, he's played really well. Detroit's red hot. Hart played against the Wild, not for very long, a little brief stint, but 5 goals against. See you later. Detroit is the way better team. I agree with that. Taking a chance with Forsberg, an anytime goal, plus 180. All right, not bad. A big play tonight, 5K parlay. Ohio State, Avs, and Reg, minus 108. Good luck, Kyle. Not against you, so I hope you win. That's a big one. Stamkos, you'll have a good New Year's Eve if that cashes, that's for sure. Stamkos, anytime goal, plus 260. I like it, Sean. He's been great. He's been great lately. Scoring, assisting, Stamkos has been really good lately. So, is he trying to get himself traded, or is he just playing really well? We'll have to see. But Vegas and Reg, okay. I hate players' shots and goal props. People love them. Like, there are a lot of people that love to bet shot props, and that's why I do mention them. I try to mention them, but yeah, I don't have luck with them. So I don't bet them that often, but there are some people that really like them. Hurdle, Stone, anytime goal. All right. Eichel is in the books. Yeah, like I said, he might return. He's a game time decision from what I saw. Took line rushes yesterday with Barbashev and Bowman. Well, then the line movement must because people are betting Nashville then. because this line moved. I think Vegas was minus 210 or minus 215. Stamkos anytime goal and to score a third period goal plus 850. He scored in 13 games this season, 7 games with a third period goal. Okay, I like it. Or if your book does allow you to live bet it, I don't know if you'd get plus 850 heading into the third. I doubt that, but you could look to live bet it if you can't get it in time. A complete NHL card, Rangers money line, Nashville money line, Winnipeg money line, Columbus money line, and Buffalo money line, 2 units. Whoa, Tim. Whoa. Interesting. Jets are 1-12 as a road dog. Wow. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Hellebuck still fumbles on the road. Yeah, now he will be going to his hometown team. He's going to face his hometown team. So maybe he gets up for that, but it's not necessarily his fault. The Jets are just not scoring for the most part. 0-7 as a road dog. 1-12 overall as a dog. Okay. Even worse. Thanks, Terry. Hey, no problem, Kyle. Good luck. Sandwich game for Winnipeg coming off Edmonton and then Toronto tomorrow. Oof, that's tough. Would love for the Leafs to fumble against the Jets. They won't, though. Isaac's sweating. Well, yeah, I guess sweating thing. Taking Preds money line plus 160. I can't talk you off that. I think the Preds are a great road dog today. Want to take the Jets, but just can't get there. All right. Tim Earl, wow. Yeah, wow. Rangers money line is a 2 unit. No, I think it's 2 units on the Sabres. His 2 units are on the Sabres. But the Sabres are such a big dog. But hey, good luck, Tim. The Wild heading to San Jose to face the Sharks. The Wild minus 180. Road favorites. The Sharks plus 150. Home dogs, a total 6.5 here in this one. This line moved 5 cents from yesterday. So not a whole lot of line movement here in this game, unlike some other games. Who is starting in net? That's a very good question. Get to there. Jesper Wallstedt unconfirmed. Yaroslav Askarov unconfirmed here in this one. Wallstedt 11-2-2, 2.16 goals against average, 930 save percentage, and 4 shutouts. Obviously, much better numbers than Askarov. 14-10-1, 3.38 goals against average, 897 save percentage. I'm interested to see if Wallstedt does start this game. And of course, the Wild have been kind of going back and forth. The Sharks lit Wallstedt up. That was his worst game of the season by far. I believe he gave up 6 goals to the Sharks in that game. The Sharks won 7-6. Looking at previous games between these two teams, 2 of the last 3 between these teams have gone over 10.5. Now, the one game was a 2-1 game, so obviously that game did not go over. Looking at other previous meetings between the teams going back a little further, 4 of the last 6 meetings have gone over 6.5. 3 games in a row going to overtime. The Sharks have beat the Wild both meetings this year, both in overtime in Minnesota. 6-5 and then 2-1. The Wild 6-1 in their last 7 against the San Jose Sharks in San Jose, and very high scoring games between these two teams in San Jose. 14 of the last 17 meetings have gone over 6.5. One of the games stayed under, finished with 6 goals. Give me the over 6.5 plus 100 here in this game, which I got yesterday. These two teams just score a lot against each other. That's just the case. Since the Wild acquired Quinn Hughes, the Wild are scoring 4 to 5 goals on most nights. Now, they did lose 2 games, one against Colorado, one against Nashville. Didn't score, only scored 1 against Colorado, 2 against Nashville. But I've won back-to-back games on this road trip, 4-3 overtime in Winnipeg, 5-2 in Vegas. San Jose's won back-to-back games, 6-3 and 5-4. Their previous 3 games, 7-2 loss, 4-2 loss, and a 5-3 loss. So both of these teams are trending towards the over right now, and both of these teams have trended towards the over in the past, especially when they face each other in San Jose. I do think the Wild win this game. John Hines has already said that they've lost both games against this team. The Wild players know heading into this game that they've lost both games against San Jose. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the Wild come in here and ready to kick some ass. So I do disagree with the statement earlier that this isn't the best spot for the Wild. I think the Wild are really motivated here because they lost both home games to the Sharks team. Now, the Sharks are a much better team than in the past, but still, this should be a team that the Wild should beat. And the Wild on the road, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, and 2 in their last 10 on the road. The Wild have just been great on the road recently. So we'll go with the over. Not going to take the Wild in this spot, just minus 180. There's no value. And I don't want to take them in regulation just because of 3 straight overtimes between these two teams. And the Sharks team is scrappy. They're playing very well in a playoff spot currently. But other than the over, I am going to take Matt Goldie. Anytime goal, plus 125 here in this one. Goldie has scored in 6 of his last 8 games and 4 of his last 5 on the road. He's been incredibly consistent for the Wild. Currently second in the NHL goals scored. The only player above him is Nathan MacKinnon. And he has had success against the Sharks, scoring in 6 of the last 9 meetings between the two teams. Pretty simple. I like a lot of goals. Boldy scoring. He's scored against the Sharks in the past, so we're going to take him. Anytime goal, plus 125 here in this one. But also, Igor Chernyshov, over half a point, plus 115. Pretty plain and simple here. Playing with Macklin Celebrini, and these two guys are really developing some strong chemistry there. We've seen William Eklund as well on that top line. That's just a great top line, and it's going to be a really dangerous line if they stay together, of course, for years and years. Chernyshov, a point in 5 of his 6 games played, or is it 4? Yeah, 5 of his 6 games played, he's got a point. And as I said, on the top line with Macklin Celebrini. Celebrini has had success against the Wild. Chernyshov has yet to face Minnesota, but pretty simple here. I think his point prop should be much closer to minus 130 here, even against the Wild. So we'll take him at plus 115. Over half a point here in this one. Other players on streaks heading into this game. Other than Chernyshov, Wenberg has a point 3 games in a row, minus 105. Celebrini has over 1.5 points in back-to-back games, plus 155. And against the Wild, 2 points in his first game, 1 point in his second, 5, 3, and 2 in his last 3 games against the Wild. So he has really had success against Minnesota. Celebrini. So over 1.5 points. I'm not going to pull the trigger on, especially if it is Volstead in net, but he's had a lot of success against the Wild. Goal streaks. Colin Graf has scored in 4 or 5. I'm not taking him. Obviously, his point streak came to an end. He's plus 310 to score here. So if you do like him. Celebrini has scored in 3 games in a row, plus 150. Eklund has scored in back-to-back games, as has Igor Chernyshov. So that top line for San Jose, Celebrini on a 3-game goal streak, Eklund on a 2-game goal streak, and Chernyshov on a 2-game goal streak. Expect Joel Eriksson X line to be on the ice as much as possible when the Wild are able to have that change. But Eklund plus 270, Chernyshov plus 346. And Pavel Regenda for the Sharks has scored in back-to-back games, plus 650. So he has some value here. And then assist streaks, Kaprizov, 4 of his last 5, 7 of his last 10, minus 110 to get an assist. Not horrible odds for Kaprizov. And then Wenberg, 3 games in a row with an assist, plus 165 here in this one. Let's see. Winnipeg Jets are in last place overall. Crazy. Yeah. They're just not a good team. Wild back-to-back wins over Jets and Vegas, now facing Sharks. Bad spot in my opinion. I would have taken Sharks money line if the game was at night, but it's an early game, so I'm on Kaprizov anytime goal. All right, I do have to disagree about it being the bad spot, but because obviously if John Hines is mentioning to the media how the Wild have lost both games, how they haven't beat this team this year, the players definitely know. So I think they come up for this game. Stars went from minus 200 to minus 160 with 76% of the tickets and 72% of the money on them. Line screen Sabres win. I know Terry doesn't care about line movement, but it's worked for me. Yes, everybody bets differently. For Tim in the NHL, this is a big part of his capping is how the line moves. But for me, a little bit different. So everyone's different. Everyone caps differently. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen better stand on his head. We'll see. Ooh, Sharks money line. It's a celebrating anytime goal. I don't know, Irish King. We'll see. If Kaprizov doesn't score today, I'm putting him on my ban list. He will join Svechnikov. Hey, I could see him scoring, but for me, it's Boldy. He's just more of the sniper. Now, Kaprizov has 23 goals, so he's very close to Boldy's 25, but Boldy anytime goal plus 125. Wild first goal plus 500. Scored the first goal against San Jose in the last meeting and scored the Wild's first goal 11 times overall. I like it. Unfortunately, he scored the second Wild goal in the last game, so that sucks that he didn't get the first one for you. But Sabres, third penalty kill, and Stars, second power play. That's going to be very interesting to watch for sure. Line is not starting, right? I don't know. We will look at that game when we get to it. Wild team total over 3.5 and Wild puck line. Wild's last 7 losses by 2 or more, and last you mean the Sharks. Yeah, he means the Sharks. Last 7 losses by 2 or more, last 8 losses given up 4+. The Wild have covered the puck line in 7 of their last 9 wins and scored 4+ in 8 of their last 9 wins. Yeah, and that's a Quinn Hughes factor. Yeah, Sharks. Yeah, when they lose bad. When they win, they win. Wild and Reg minus 110. I don't hate it. I don't like that the teams have been going overtime recently, but like I said, I think the Wild come out here and take care of business. If they come out here fully ready for this game, there's no reason they can't beat the Sharks and Reg. Boldy should have got the 130+ million contract. He should be definitely getting paid a lot more, but Bill Guerin decided to sign him to a 7-year deal pretty quickly. After not seeing very much of him in the NHL, Guerin's like, nope, we're signing you 7 years, $7 million, which at the time to some people was like, whoa, but now, steal. I did not listen to Heinz presser now, but now that you're saying that, for sure, it's a motivational spot for the Wild. Yeah, there's on Twitter, on X, if you go to the Wild account, they posted a video of Hines talking to the media. I don't know exactly when that was, but like previewing this game, and he was saying that, yeah, we have not beat this team this year. So players definitely know. What's up, bro? Hey, Light Bear, how's it going? But we'll move on along to our next game, which is the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Anaheim Ducks. Tampa Bay plus 150, road favorites. The Ducks plus 125, home dogs, and a total of 6.5 here in this one. Taking a look at goalies here. No one yet confirmed for either game. I would take a guess that maybe Lucas Dostal gets the game off for the Ducks, but we'll have to see. Andre Vasilevsky unconfirmed for Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay does play tomorrow in LA. So Vasilevsky will likely start one of the games, and then Jonas Johansson will likely get the other one. Looking at how these two teams have been doing recently, the Tampa Bay Lightning come in here on a 4-game win streak. They've been playing well, 11-4-3 on the road this season, and they've won 4 games in a row, 6-4 against the Hurricanes, 4-1 against St. Louis, 4-2 against Florida, and then a 5-4 shootout loss against Montreal in their last game. The Ducks have lost 3 in a row, 3-1 to Seattle, 6-1 to LA, 5-4 to San Jose. And the Ducks outplayed the Sharks in that game, but still lost. And the Ducks have been outplaying a lot of their opponents recently. I saw a post about expected goals and how the Ducks should be winning a bunch of games with how they're playing. That's another thing, is everyone caps differently. For me, expected goals is not part of my handicapping at all. And that's just me personally. Reason being, expected goals say what you should be expecting to happen, but it's not what's actually happening. So for me, I like what's actually happening. And what's actually happening is the Anaheim Ducks are outplaying their opponents, but they have no goaltending right now. Lucas Dostal has a ton of talent, and he's definitely a starting goaltender in this league. But since coming back from injury, he has been really bad. So I'm wondering if maybe he came back a little bit too early. He has lost 3 of his last 5 starts. Didn't get the loss against San Jose, but probably should have. Gave up 4 to Dallas, 3 to Columbus, 2 to Seattle, 6 to LA, and 4 to San Jose. So Dostal is not playing well. When I look at this game here, it would have to be Tampa Bay in regulation, or Tampa Bay team total over. As I said, the Lightning have scored 4 more in their last 4 games. Let's go and see what the team total is looking like for Tampa Bay. Team total over 3.5 is around -110, -115 for the Lightning. You can go that way, or you can go with the over in general. Those would be the plays I would look at here. Is Tampa team total over 3.5, which is -110, or the over 6, which is also -110. The Lightning are scoring goals. As I said, Anaheim is outplaying their opponents, but they're giving up goals. Now they are scoring. They only scored 1 against Seattle, 1 against LA, but 4 against San Jose, 4 against Columbus, 3 against Dallas. The Ducks are producing offense. They're just not stopping the puck. So until I see them stop the puck, I have to look to fade them, or obviously bet the total or Tampa's team total here in this one. Taking a look at players on streaks here in this one, or games between these two teams. Tampa is 7-1 in the last 8 meetings. They've owned Anaheim for a while now. Back-to-back games going over 6.5, and previous games 6 overs, 2 unders, and 3 pushes to a total of 6. So for a total of 6.5, 6 overs, 5 unders, but 3 of them were really close. So we usually do see goals here when these two teams face each other. Point props here. Mason McTavish, 4 of his last 5 games with a point, plus 103. Nikita Kucherov, over 1.5 points, 3 games in a row, plus 130. And then Oliver Bjorkstrand, a point, plus 136, 3 of his last 5 games. Pontus Holmberg has scored in 3 games in a row for Tampa, plus 700. He's definitely got some value. Kucherov, back-to-back games, plus 154. No power play point streaks currently. And then assists, Jackson Lacombe, 3 of his last 5, plus 135. And Braden Point, back-to-back games with an assist, plus 137 for the Tampa Bay Lightning here in this one. Let's go Red Wings. Yes, sounds good to me. Irish King, props to Irish King. That's his fireside. Also looking at the Red Wings versus Jets game, I know you don't like trap lines, but why is the worst team in hockey penalty kill fave versus the first team in the Atlantic? because the books, like a lot of other people, expect this Winnipeg Jets team to turn things around. I don't think anybody looks at the Jets, or at least the books. I don't think the books look at the Jets as the worst team in the NHL. Currently, they're the worst team in the NHL, but in 2 days, it could be somebody else, the way the standings are right now. Everything's bunched up together. And yeah, I'm not one to believe in trap lines. I've talked about that before. And the Wings have been winning games, but a lot of them very close. And the Jets have been losing games, but a lot very close. So I don't think the Wings should be a huge favorite in this game. I think minus 140 is probably a good number. Kucherov will score. I can see that. He's been doing well. Holmberg, anytime goals, 7 goals in 3 straight. Yes. And I should be on him, Pontus Goldberg, as he put. But I'm not going to. I'm not going to at this time. But I'll probably regret it, like I regret with somebody else who we'll talk about later on in the slate. Tampa money line minus 138. If you can get minus 138, you could go that way. Kuch is on a heater. Yeah, he's hot right now. One of the reasons why Tampa is doing so well. Lean under? Okay. If you lean under, you lean Tampa Bay, which you're obviously on Tampa Bay, so that makes sense. Because if you like the Lightning, you would think that they win this game by shutting down the Ducks. Ducks can't start strong in games. Yeah, that's a negative thing too when you're struggling to win, is to get off to a good start. Gensel anytime goal. Let's see. We'll see quickly. Jake Gensel. Let's see. Whoa. Okay, he's scoring 3 games in a row against Anaheim. He does like to face the Ducks. Kind of up and down with goals recently. But yeah, like I said, he likes to score against the Ducks. So not a bad look, Irish King. Lean Lightning first period. Yeah, you could go that way. Sorelli point plus 115. Wow, that's good odds. Ducks live bet puck line if they go down big. Okay, you think they can get back to it. Can we go to the books when we lose and over prop and say the expected goals, say the prop should have cashed? Oh, I love that. No, unfortunately we can't. But Cooch goal, Tampa Bay money line in the over 6.5 parlay. Well, I like it. A nice same game parlay. Props to me. Thanks, Fireside. I appreciate that. My Bruins suck. And that really hurts for you, Kyle, because the way they started this year, it's like everybody was wrong about the Bruins. The Bruins were just great, especially at home to start the year. And then now they're playing like everybody kind of thought they would. So it sucks for you that they teased you with that early start. Hey, you know what the Bruins need? Gavin McKenna. So if the Bruins tank, you guys could use a really good young player for the future. Good vibes. Thank you, Nicholas. I appreciate that. Once Hedman gets back, it's going to be a problem for the rest of the league. Yeah, Tampa Bay could be a team to look at down the stretch. Thank you, Lightbearer. I appreciate that. But we'll continue along. We've been talking a lot about this game, and we haven't even got here yet. So we're here. Winnipeg plus 100 road dogs. Detroit minus 120 home favorites, and a total of 6 here in this one. I'll do a quick little refresh for goalies here. Connor Hellebuyck likely for Winnipeg. John Gibson likely for the Detroit Red Wings. Obviously, Hellebuyck does have the better numbers overall in this season. 9-9-3, 2.53 goals against average, 908 save percentage. Gibson, 12-8-1, 3.06 goals against average, 891 save percentage. But Gibson has been really good recently. Now, he did lose his most recent game against the Carolina Hurricanes. But previous to that, he had been playing very, very well for Detroit. How do these two teams do against each other? Winnipeg has won 4 of the last 5 meetings between the teams, and we've seen goals. 4 overs, 1 under, and 1 push in the last 6 meetings between these two teams. And how are these two teams doing recently? Winnipeg has lost not just 5 in a row. It goes back further than that. They've lost 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of their last 10, and it goes back even further than that. 3 wins in their last, 17 games or something like that. It's been bad for Winnipeg for a while. And Connor Hellebuck comes back. They win a game, and then they lost 6 straight since then. They did have a couple overtime losses to Utah and Minnesota, and then they outplayed Edmonton, but could not score. And that's been the Jets' problem. They cannot score. Detroit, they've won 4 or 5. 3 of their last 4, though, have been in overtime. 3-2 overtime win against Washington, 4-3 overtime win against Dallas, and a 3-2 overtime win against Toronto. Did have that loss against Carolina sandwiched in there. When I look at this game, it's Detroit or pass. I cannot take this Winnipeg Jets team. I get it. They have been playing better recently. They've been keeping some games close. And you know what? The draw is actually probably a great play here because Winnipeg has been playing very well. They've been trying to win games. They've been trying to end this streak, but they just haven't been able to do it. And the Detroit Red Wings, as I said, they've been involved in some very close games, and they're finding ways to win. So it's complete opposites here. Detroit finding ways to win close games. Winnipeg finding ways to lose close games. Player props here in this one. I want to bet him more at Seider, over half a point, -125, but at DraftKings, which I think is the only other spot. Everywhere else I'm seeing -130. So it's a little pricey, but Seider has at least 1 point in 4 of his last 5 games and has 3 multi-point games overall in his last 7. So he is really heating up offensively right now. And Seider, against the Winnipeg Jets, he has at least a point in 6 games in a row, 3 multi-point games during that stretch, a 4-point game, a 3-point game, and a 2-point game. So Moritz Seider, for whatever reason, loves to face the Winnipeg Jets and has not really had issues with Connor Hellebuck. So Seider point, I'm looking at it. Probably because I do have a lot of plays today, not going to end up getting to it, but that's by far the best player prop here in this game is Moritz Seider over half a point. Do you want to go with the assists? Well, assists, he's scored in 3 of his last 5 games, and his assists, he had as an assist in 3 of his last 7, but some games obviously he's not. So I don't feel comfortable going with a goal or an assist, so it would have to be the point prop if I do get to it here for Seider. Other guys on streaks here, not a whole lot. Not a whole lot on either side, other than Moritz Seider here in this one. But we'll go to the chat here. Hockey and money. Goals and money. Yes. What do you think of Sharks under 2.5 team total? No. They've been scoring a lot. Previous games between the two teams have been so high scoring. Now, if Wallstedt does start, he did give up 6 goals to the Sharks team, so I could see him come out here really motivated to shut down the Sharks, but no, I can't. I would not take that. I would not. Hellebuck, Gibson confirmed. All right. That seems like a good matchup here for this game. DeBrincat assist +120. All right. We are all going to have a very profitable day. Yeah, sounds good to me. Helly is from Michigan. Yeah. I mentioned that earlier, facing his hometown team. So see if he can get it done. DeBrincat, Larkin goals. All right. Maze Music, how's it going, man? Hope all is well. Go up, go up. Fascinating. Jets -110, Wings -110 on FanDuel. Wow. That line continues to move a lot. Because I think Detroit was only around -130, -140 yesterday. So that line has really moved. Wings will grind them out. I agree. I think it's going to be close, but I should be on the draw here, really. I think the Judge played their best gaming against the goalies. Oh, the Jets played their best game. And Ehlers, I'm not sure. KFC from Detroit. Okay. Sider has 0 goals in 7 games versus Hellebuck, if that helps in your decision. All right. So he must be racking up assists then, because he has success against Winnipeg, but obviously not scoring. And that's why I would take the point prop. I would want to go with his assist more than goal. But thanks, Terry. Love the streams. Appreciate that, Wild West. Hopefully our Wild get the job done today. Connor from Detroit. Yeah. 9 shots and goal last game. He can be a sniper. And he was trying his best. Like I said, the Jets are trying. So this isn't a team that's given up. They are trying. They're just... Sometimes you get in this losing funk and you can't get out of it. And your season derails. And that's what's happened with Winnipeg right now. They're just not finding ways to win games. Go Wings. Hey, I like it. We've got a lot of Wings fans here in the chat. Larkin point, Sider assist, +152. Ooh, I don't hate that. At all. But we'll continue along on to our next game, which is the New Jersey Devils and Columbus Blue Jackets. The Devils -105, Columbus -115, and a total of 6 here in this one. Taking a look at goalies here for this game. Jack Reeves confirmed. Okay, good. That's what I wanted to see. Now, I would have been absolutely shocked if they went to Merzlikins here after not going to him on the second night of a back-to-back. But until you see the words confirmed, you never know. Jake Allen unconfirmed for the Devils. Pretty similar numbers overall between the two goalies. 2.54 goals against average for Allen, 2.6 for Greaves, 910 save percentage for Allen, 908 for Greaves, 10-8-1 record for Allen, 11-9-5 for Jack Greaves. Previous games between these two teams: New Jersey 6-2 in the last 8 meetings, 2 overs, 2 unders, and 1 push. So not really a big advantage when it comes to the total here in this one. This New Jersey Devils team has now lost 4 games in a row. With all the injuries Toronto had yesterday, I really was leaning towards the Devils. I'm so glad I did not pull the trigger. They lost 4-0 to Toronto with all those injuries Toronto has. And New Jersey, getting Jack Hughes back has not helped. They have not won. They have scored 1 or 0 goals in 3 of their last 4 games. They did get 3 against Washington in a 4-3 overtime loss, but New Jersey just not playing well right now. Columbus, on the other side, they've won 3 games in a row. 3-1 against LA, 4-2 against the Islanders, 4-1 against the Ottawa Senators. For me here in this one, it's Columbus. I got them at -110 here in this game. I did just put a half unit on it because I did want to make sure Jack Reeves was going to be in net. He is in net, so I will be going to a full unit play here, adding on to it for the Blue Jackets. I don't like that New Jersey got shut out in their last game, but they're just not playing well right now. They're not playing well. This Columbus team has been playing well their last few games. Yeah, the Devils have had success against Columbus, but right now I think Columbus is the right play here for this game, especially on the second night of a back-to-back here for the New Jersey Devils. But we'll take a look at props here in this one. Mason Marchment, 4 games in a row with the point, +100. great value with him. Denton Matejchuk, 4 games in a row with a point, plus 115. Great value with him. Here, I think that's it for point props. Goal props, Kirill Marchenko, who was a Mr. Assist earlier, now is back to his normal self, scoring goals. 3 games in a row with a goal, plus 200 for Marchenko. And then assists, Fantilli, 3 games in a row, plus 162 for the Columbus Blue Jackets. That top line has been really good for Columbus. Mason Marchment, Adam Fantilli, Kirill Marchenko, all 3 of them are on point streaks right now. So if you wanted to get involved with props here, it would be that top line of Marchment, Fantilli, and Marchenko is the way I would go here in this game. And I think that's it. I think that is it. Marchment assists 2 games in a row, plus 200 for the Columbus Blue Jackets here in this one. Go to the chat here. Devils, minus 101. All right, you think they can get back on track? Kyle Connor has 9 goals in 16 games for John Gibson. All right. Marchment point, minus 105. Yeah, not a bad play at all. Just really developing good chemistry on that top line for Columbus. This is a sweat to the end. So a draw? Is that what you're saying, Mr. Ice? I could see it. I could see a close game here in this one. But we'll move on along to our next game. The Buffalo Sabres against the Dallas Stars. Buffalo plus 135. Road Dogs. Dallas minus 160. Home favorites in a total of 6 here in this one. Dallas has won 4 of the last 5 games between these two teams. 2 unders and 2 pushes for a total of 6 in recent meetings. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen unconfirmed. Jake Oettinger unconfirmed. I'm pretty sure that there was an injury for I'm totally blanking on his name right now for the Sabres with Alex Lyon. So I think it should be Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen here. And Luka, looking at his numbers and Jake Ottinger's numbers, pretty similar. 2.58 goals against average for Luukkonen, 2.57 for Ottinger, 897 save percentage for Luukkonen, 908 save percentage for Jake Ottinger. Jake Ottinger hasn't been his normal self to start the year so far. When I look at this game, Buffalo has won 9 games in a row. I'm not stepping in front of the Sabres. I've cashed on them. At least 3 of the last 4 wins. I have been betting on the Sabres team, and they look really good. They're not giving up a lot of goals, but they're scoring, obviously, enough goals to win. Dallas has been giving up goals. Even in games that they're winning, they've been giving up goals. So when it comes to the total, I honestly think it's going to be really close to the 6. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a push. Dallas has been an over team, but Buffalo's been an under team. For me here, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Give me Ryan McLeod, over half a point, plus 145 here in this one. One of the reasons why Buffalo is winning games is because they are getting offense throughout the lineup. The third line of Zach Benson, Ryan McLeod, and Jack Quinn have been quietly producing offense, and there's just great value for McLeod. He also has a point in back-to-back games that he's played against the Dallas Stars. So Dallas is giving up goals, even in games they're winning. I think Buffalo is going to have some offense here. I think Dallas has some offense. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a draw here, if this could be a close one. But I'll go with Ryan McLeod, over half a point, plus 145 here in this one. Other guys on streaks here. Jamie Benn's point streak came to an end in his last game, plus 141. 4 of his last 5 games. Mikko Rantanen has over 1.5 points in 4 of his last 5 games, plus 130 here in this one. And Jack Quinn and Josh Norris both have points in back-to-back games, 3 of their last 5. Quinn plus 174 and Norris plus 110. Goal streaks. Peyton Krebs, back-to-back games with a goal, plus 600. for the Buffalo Sabres. And Justin Hricoyan for the Dallas Stars. I probably did not say that right, but sorry, Justin. He scored in 3 of his last 5 games for the Dallas Stars, plus 900 to score. So he's been having some offensive success. And then assists here. Heiskanen, 4 of his last 5 games, minus 125. Jack Quinn, back-to-back games with an assist, plus 315. Great value with Jack Quinn. Ultimately here, Ryan McLeod, that's it for me. And I'll watch and see if the Buffalo, as a Wild fan, go Buffalo, go. Beat the Dallas Stars, beat them in regulation. The Wild are getting close to them in the standings. So go Buffalo. I'm cheering for you guys. Jersey is 1-4 in the second half of a back-to-back. Jackets are 8-1 as a home fave and 0-7 as a home dog. I love to see that. Because the Jackets are still a home favorite. Small home favorite, but still home favorite. So I like that. Ranton over 1.5 points, whatever the number is. Yeah. Let me see. I can tell you exactly here at the most spots. Plus 125 to plus 130 for Ranton, and over 1.5 points. He's done that in 5 of his last 6 games. 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, and then 3 against Chicago. So wow, Ranton's been good. And then 3 of his last 4 games against Buffalo, he has at least 2 points. So yeah, Rantanen is definitely a good look here in this game. UPL is 5-1 at home, 1.81 goals against average, 1-4 and 1 on the road, 3.43 goals against average. Ritzkovian. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Ritzkovian. That's much easier than I thought. Everyone on the Sabres, I'm staying away. Yeah, well, I understand why people like the Sabres. I'm not. I'm staying off them here. Because also another reason, Dallas has lost back-to-back games heading into this one. 4-3 overtime against Detroit, 4-3 shootout loss against Chicago, and they've had a few days off since that last loss against Chicago. I think Dallas is motivated to end this losing streak. Obviously, Buffalo is motivated to continue the win streak, so we'll see what happens. Last game, 2 other games to go through in the other games in the slate segment, which I'll get to here shortly. Philadelphia, plus 120 road dogs. Calgary, minus 140 home favorites, and a total of 5.5 here in this game. Calgary's won the last 3 meetings between the 2 teams, and 5 of the last 7 have gone over 6.5. And the total is 5.5. Whenever these 2 teams face each other, we tend to get a lot of goals. Here in this one, Samuel Ersson should be in net here for Philadelphia. 6-4-4, 2.96 goals against average, 872 save percentage. Dustin Wolf, very similar numbers. 2.89 goals against average, 898 save percentage. Both goalies unconfirmed at this point in time. Obviously, I mentioned him on yesterday's show that he had scored in 3 games in a row, but I did not take him because nothing really against him. But when you're seeing these fourth liners that are scoring, it's not going to last forever. And he had scored in 3 games in a row. I really didn't think he would get to 4, but he did. He scored against the Canucks yesterday. So now we're at 4 games in a row, plus 550. I have to take him here. Now, is his goal streak probably going to come to an end? Probably, but that's fine. Small quarter unit play, plus 550. Carl Gunstrom, anytime goal. 4 games in a row with a goal. But he's also scored in 6 of his last 9. So he was scoring some goals before this 4-game streak. Only 1 shot and goal in his last game. And a lot of these games, he's only getting 1 or 2 shots. 5 shots against the Canucks in that one game. But Not shooting the puck a lot, but I have to take him here. 4 games in a row, plus 550. Small quarter unit play here on Carl Gunstrom. And then I would lean with the over. I would lean with the over here. Philly going over yesterday against the Canucks, a 6-3 win. And then Calgary back-to-back unders, but 3 previous games, both all over 5.5. And Calgary's won 4 of 5, and Philly's won 3 of 4. So both teams have been playing well. I wouldn't be surprised to see a draw here. I would not be surprised to see this game go to overtime. So I think the draw is also a good look here in this one. Morgan Frost over 1.5 shots and goals, 6 games in a row, plus 110 for Frost to get 2 shots. 2, 4, 2, 3, 2, and 3 in his last 6 games. And he's facing his former team. 3 shots and 4 shots in his 2 games against the Philadelphia Flyers. So over 1.5 shots, plus money, probably a good look for Morgan Frost facing his former team. Point props, Mikhail Backlund, 5 games in a row, plus 126. Noah Cates, 4 of his last 5, plus 120 with a point. Goal streaks, Gunstrom, obviously 4 games in a row. Blake Coleman, back-to-back games, plus 340 with a goal. And then assist streaks, Mikhail Backlund, 4 games in a row, plus 259 with an assist here in this one. Let's see. Dallas has only lost more than 2 in a row once. That was back in October. I think they right the ship today. Exactly why I'm not on Dallas, or why I'm not on Buffalo. Exactly. Because I don't want to fade Dallas after they've lost twice in a row. Zegras assist. All right. Oh, DeSmith. Oh, has DeSmith been confirmed? Is that what's going on here? Let's go see. Likely, yeah, DeSmith likely here. And he's been the better goalie. 9-1-4, 2.32 goals against average, 9.15 save percentage. DeSmith has been better than Onager. So I kind of understand why he's starting. Josh Norris has 6 goals in 6 games versus Dallas and 2 shots versus Onager, but sadly that last part doesn't matter because it's going to be DeSmith starting here. But we'll go on to the other games on the slate segment, breaking down the 2 games that I did not break down, St. Louis and Colorado. St. Louis has won the last 3 meetings between the teams. 3 of the last 4 going under, 5.5. I'm not taking the Blues. There's just no chance I'm taking the Blues. That's for sure. But they have had Colorado's number recently, and you can get Blues plus 1.5 at plus 105 if you think the Blues can keep this game close. But like I said, I'm not betting against the best team in the NHL with one of the teams that I think is the worst team in the NHL. But Colorado has been winning some games in close fashion. 2 of their last 3 home wins were 1-0 against Utah and 3-2 against Winnipeg. So, yes, obviously 5-1 against Minnesota, 5-2 against LA. They can win by margin, but they have been winning some close games. If I had to get to anything, it would be St. Louis plus 1.5, thinking that they can keep the game close here, but not playing it. Point props, a lot of guys on 2-game point streaks, not a lot of guys on any kind of big streak. Natchez, 4 of his last 5 games with a goal, plus 180 here. Valiy Nichushkin has an assist in 4 of his last 5 games, plus 165 for the Colorado Avalanche, but not a lot here when it comes to player props. And then Boston and Edmonton in the final game. Edmonton 5-0-1 in the last 6 meetings between the 2 teams. 4 in a row have gone under 5.5, and 7 of the last 8 have gone under 5.5. So for whatever, and 3 of the last 5 have gone to overtime. So when these 2 teams face each other, obviously only twice a year, but we get pretty close games that are low scoring. Edmonton comes out on top. The total is 6.5 here. But I can't take an under with really either of these teams. The Boston Bruins have gone under in back-to-back games, 4-1 against Buffalo, 2-1 against Calgary, but 6-2 loss against Montreal, 6-2 loss against Ottawa, 5-4 shootout loss against Vancouver. Edmonton's gone back-to-back unders as well, but 3 overs before that. Both of these teams have gone under against Calgary, which makes sense. Calgary's not a big offensive team. Ultimately, it's a pass, and that's why it's on the other games in the slate segment for me. I think Edmonton wins, but they are minus 200 favorites here. I have no interest in taking them in regulation or on the puck line. I'm not taking Boston either. And previous history says under. Both teams have gone under in back-to-back games, but I can't get involved with an under with these teams right now. Streaks, not a whole lot. Hyman has scored in 7 of his last 10, 3 of his last 5, plus 145. Draisaitl power play point streak came to an end, but 4 of his last 5 games, minus 114. There's no value there. And then assist streaks, Hyman 4 of his last 5, plus 124. There's really not a whole lot of streaks here in this game. But let's go here. Flames are 5-1 as a home fave and 5-4 as a home dog. All right. That would be epic. LOL. All right. Over 6, minus 120 for Avs and Blues. Okay, interesting. Blues to score in the first period. Faves plus 300 have given up a first period goal to the underdog in 8 of the 10 games this season. Wow, that is a really interesting stat. That is really interesting. You always have the really interesting stats, Jonathan. I love it. McDavid 2 assists plus 170. Probably, yeah. Probably. I'm not still salty. But yeah, I am. McCarr goal. I could see it. But that is today's slate. Thank you guys for watching. The last picks on net for the 2025 year. We'll be back tomorrow for 2026. I'm not exactly sure what time. Again, I think the first game is an afternoon game. So we'll see the show probably sometime earlier tomorrow morning. If you're looking for premium plays, head over to picksandparlays.net. It's the last day for the special on all the all-access passes. Number 1 handicapper in the NHL since November 17th. So if you're looking for premium plays, I've got quite a few up on the site today. A couple props, some totals, and a side. So you can go over to picksandparlays.net and get those. Link is in the description below. Otherwise, we'll see you guys tomorrow for the new year. Thanks for the show. I'm going to take a 15-minute break and then wait for the ice guys. Sounds good. Best of luck, guys, and we'll see you guys next year.